Some processes are changing across the university. The University of Rochester is shifting from its old FRS chart of accounts system to the new Workday FDM or financial data model. This means a new coding system for the U of R's financial accounts. To accommodate this switch, new forms have been created to facilitate the new processes, such as the journal entry form. This form can be downloaded from the Finance Forms page in Excel or PDF format. It is preferred that you complete the form electronically in Excel. Begin using the new forms after the date listed on this page. The journal entry form is new to the U of R's repository. Once the UR Financials project goes live, the journal entry form will be the only acceptable method for journal entry requests. This form is used by any U of R employee who doesn't have access to the new UR Financials system. The journal entry form can be used two ways: for one-time journals and for recurring journals. You can use the form to make a one-time journal entry request, such as financial transaction adjustments, interest accruals, or correcting incorrect charges. You can also use it to make any recurring entries where the amount and accounts are the same each month, such as rent. Let's look at how to fill out the journal entry form. First, fill out the journal header. Use your company code in the ledger field. If you don't know your company code, refer to the Tools page of the UR Financials website for a listing. Then, add your accounting date, which is the date the transaction will be recorded. The currency will always be American dollars. Enter the journal source here. This will most often be manual, but at times it may be another source. In the memo field, record why you are creating this journal entry. If you want the entry to automatically reverse in the subsequent month, for example, when doing an accrual-type journal, enter Yes in the Create Reversal box. Otherwise, the field defaults to No. On the PDF version of the form, you'll see a checkbox to indicate yes or no. The Verify Debits Equal Credits box will automatically populate as you enter in all journal lines. Once you finish filling out the form, you should verify that the field says In Balance. On the PDF version, you'll need to manually complete the verification. If you're setting up a recurring journal, enter the start and end dates for the recurring entry period. Be sure to send the completed recurring journal request to the proper person as indicated on the form. Now, let's enter the journal entry lines. For each transaction, you'll need to enter information on two or more lines: journal lines representing the debit entries and journal lines representing the credit entries. For the first line, enter the company and ledger account. These are new fields created from the transition to the Workday FDM. If you are unsure of the company or ledger account, you can use the Financial Data Converter, or FDC, to locate this information. The company is listed here, and the ledger account is here. Record these codes on the form. If you need help using the converter, refer to the Introduction to Forms video located on the UR Financials website. In the debit field, enter the amount you are posting to the debit journal line. Whenever you're recording a debit, always leave the credit field blank on this line. In the memo field, indicate the reason for the transaction. Always enter in a budget date. The budget date should be the date that the charge was incurred, such as the date the service was provided or the date the materials and supplies were delivered. Record the spend or revenue category here. This code can also be found on the FDC. You'll find it here. In this example, it's a spend category. Confirm the code using the job aid located on the UR Financials Tools page, then add it to the form. For most transactions, you will need to enter an FAO or a grant. You will only fill in one of these for your entry. Again, use the FDC to find these codes. The grant or FAO is indicated here. If the code begins with GR, it is a grant. Otherwise, the code is an FAO. In this case, we have an FAO. In the event of a cost-sharing transaction, both the grant and the FAO are required for the line item. Cost sharing is appropriate when an FAO is funding a grant expenditure. The fund field needs to be entered only if the FAO and grant columns are not filled out. This is found in the FDC. Now, follow the same steps we just walked through, except this time you'll record the credit and leave the debit field blank on this line. In the bottom section, print your name and title legibly and include your phone number. Print the form. Then, make sure you sign and include the date. It's very important that you get the appropriate approval so your form can be processed. Make sure it's legible and print your direct manager's name in the space provided. Next, attach your supporting documentation, such as emails or reports. Simply staple the documents to the back of the form. Now you're ready to submit the form. Contact your divisional finance department for where to submit it. If you need help completing the journal entry form, contact General Accounting via email. For help with other forms, additional videos are available on the UR Financials website. Thank you for watching this video.